How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to talk to you about whale games. There are a lot of whales coming to Bitcoin, some as recently as the last couple months. I want to show you some of the wallets. I want to talk to you about some of the people behind the scenes that you probably don't even realize are buying right now. So we're going to go through that. If you guys like the content, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe so you can see more videos like this. Also, some of the content is time sensitive, so hit that bell notification so you know right when I post a video. Also, there's a link underneath the video to FTX. This is one of the platforms I use. I really like it. It's simple. It's very cheap to use and trade. Also, they're giving away free money all the time. So this was their March NFT giveaway. I think you can still get in on this as well. So they run stuff like this. Trade $100 in crypto or NFTs. Get a chance to win 10 Genesis Citizen cards, 5 Coachella VIP tickets, etc., etc. But it's not just, stuff that you might not want, if you don't want to go to these kinds of different events, but you can get over $25,000 in 50 NFTs and prizes. So they're giving away stuff like this all the time. They gave to Ukraine. They're a good company, and there is a 10% off your trading fees code when you use the link underneath the video. Now, crypto's looking better. We have the whole cryptocurrency market cap actually was touching $2 trillion earlier today. Now it's down just a little bit, so we're up about 3.5% on the day, and Bitcoin's looking good. It's right under 43,000. We broke through 41, we broke through 42. Now we got rejected by 43, kind of sitting around, but a lot of altcoins are up 3, 4, 5, 10% as well, and everything is looking a little bit better. So who is buying all this Bitcoin? Who is buying so much crypto right now? Well, we took a look at the institutional investors report yesterday, and they were actually selling recently. They've been selling for the last couple of weeks, but there are other people that are buying. And I think the important thing is, when you look at who's buying, you have to realize, first of all, that just because they're a whale, they don't always know where the price is going to go. But a lot of the time, they're probably a little bit more in the know than we are. So I think it still is worth taking a look at what the whales are doing, and if they have a good track record, because we can see all the prices that they've bought and sold at, then we might want to look at what they're doing a little bit closer. Now, a lot of us think about the likes of Tesla when we think about whales, right? They bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. We think of MicroStrategy, they have around $4 or $5 billion worth of Bitcoin right now. So we also look at the institutional investor report, another thing that people look at. But those companies haven't bought recently, right? CoinShares, the investor report, they've been selling. MicroStrategy's just been holding because they announce whenever they buy more, and they bought more maybe a couple months ago, but haven't really bought too much since then. Tesla hasn't bought in a year, but we constantly see more drained off exchanges, so that's why I want to take a look at it today. Well, one company that announced that they're buying, that's a large company, but we don't know how much they are buying, is KPMG. So KPMG recently bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then also an NFT. They're doing this mostly to show their clients, though, how to buy these things and how to account for them. So I don't know how much of this Bitcoin buying is from them. There are a couple other wallets, though, that we can take a look at, and I have some theories on who these individuals might be. So first of all, we have the third biggest wallet. So we have Binance and Bitfinex. Both of those are really large wallets. Then we have this wallet here has 124,929 Bitcoin, worth about 5.36 billion. Most people, when they talk about the crypto market, or when they talk about whales in crypto, a lot of them look at this wallet. They've sold at the top. They've also bought when we've been accumulating around 36,000. Some whales like this just continuously buy. So let's go back to the beginning. So they begin buying with a test transaction back in February of 2019. They're adding. Now they put in about $50 million within a couple months. Not a huge amount of money for them, but for us, that's a big amount of money. But they end up putting 10x that amount in here. You can see that they bought about 10,000. Actually, they put in about 100x that amount because they ended up putting $5 billion in. But you can see that they're getting Bitcoin at just $4,000 or $5,000 per Bitcoin. They continuously add. They do a little test transaction of 1,200 Bitcoin. Now that seems like a lot, but you have to realize that they have about 25,000 Bitcoin at the time, so that's 5% maybe just testing liquidity. They do a couple more transactions where they add more in, then they sell out. It goes up 10%, they sell a little bit. So now let's look at what they're doing now. So they continuously add, and now they just took out 1,500 Bitcoin. Now that might be scary, but again, that's not that much of their overall stack. It's about 1%, a little bit over 1%. They did this recently and then start adding again. So this wallet pretty much continuously adds. They sold recently when we hit 44. Now they're selling when we hit 41, but we've gone up a couple $1,000s since then. So shows you that not every whale gets it right every single time. Now this is another interesting one. So if we look here, this person started in September back in 2019. They added 94,500 Bitcoin, and they haven't added since. Now you can see all these low transactions, and I'm not exactly sure what these are, but you can see they're for 1,000th of a Bitcoin. They really haven't added anything meaningful. I mean, they bought 0.22 Bitcoin recently, or they had that put in their account, but you can see that they've just been sitting on this Bitcoin that they got when it was only about $10,000. Now they have $2.6 billion worth of profit. So some whales just buy. They thought it was a good price. They buy a significant amount and just hold it. And then someone that I think is kind of a secret whale, further down the list, you can see some of the biggest wallets in the top 100, or some of the smallest wallets, I guess, in the top 100. They all have about the same amount of Bitcoin, right? 9906, 9901, 999, or 9900. And you can see all of them bought on the same day. So I think it's pretty safe to assume most, if not all of these, are from the same person, because they bought within a Bitcoin of the same amount, or a couple Bitcoin of the same amount on the same day within a couple hours. So when you add up these wallets, there's a significant amount of Bitcoin here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wallets with 9,900 Bitcoin. I mean, that's essentially 90,000 Bitcoin. That's another big whale. If we moved it up the list here with their accumulated Bitcoin, they'd be in the top 10. Now, of course, not all of these wallets are held by different people, right? Like the 12th and 13th and 14th biggest wallets could all be held by the same person. We don't know what they're all doing. But the interesting thing is, a lot of these wallets, not a lot, but some of these wallets have started accumulating this year, or at least they transferred in this year. When you look for 2022 here, you can see this wallet, 62, started this year. This wallet started this year, this wallet, and you can go up and down the line. All these wallets were started recently. So some individuals are still buying in, and we see billionaires start to buy all the time. Like Bill Miller talks about how he bought Bitcoin a long time ago. So he's been an earlier investor, but there are more billionaires coming around all the time. If you just look up billionaire buys Bitcoin, there are a ton of different people that come up when you do that. I mean, even Elon Musk talked about how he has Bitcoin and Ethereum and Dogecoin, just a small amount of Dogecoin, but he could have any of these wallets, right? A couple $1 billion to him isn't that much money. So that's interesting. We also know that Terra founder is planning to buy about $10 billion worth of Bitcoin to back UST. So they have several $1 billion already, and they continue to buy more and more. So they are actually backing their stablecoin, an algorithmic stablecoin, with Bitcoin, and they plan on buying $10 billion worth. You can see we just got news of Luna buying $125 million worth of Bitcoin. We also have Ray Dalio's hedge fund that's going to launch its first crypto fund, and they have $233 billion worth of assets under management. We also have new countries that are talking about buying Bitcoin and making Bitcoin legal tender. So there are new whales all the time. If you think you're too late, you're probably not. It's just a question of dollar cost averaging at the right price and keeping your head down, making sure that you stay the course and realize the long-term potential, and don't get scared out by the FUD. Not everyone bought in at a great time. There's some of these whales in here that you can see they had their assets go down 40% right after they bought. So not everyone made the greatest choice at the best time. You can see here, this person bought 95,000 Bitcoin, and then the price went from 10,000 down to 6,000. So you can always see these drops, and you just have to be ready for them. Imagine this person sells at negative $412 million, right? Now they're at positive $2.6 billion. So there's always more profit potential down the road. I think Bitcoin will continue to appreciate and continue to grow. More and more people will get in. And this is before it's readily available to a lot of people. A lot of people don't know how to buy it still. So if you are one of those people that is looking for a place to buy it, check out FTX. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.